Segment 2, Tutankhamun, Mystery of the Boy King.
In the 1960s, a team of archaeologists took a new look at an old discovery. The tomb of a pharaoh that was first discovered in the 1920s. Inside was a coffin made of gold and precious stones. But their interest lay inside the coffin, the mummified body of Tutankhamun, the Boy King. He had ruled for only 9 years and died suddenly at the young age of 20. With the help of technology, doctors began to unravel a mystery thousands of years old. It started more than 3,000 years ago when the young Tutankhamun, often called King Tut, lived in a palace with the pharaoh Akhenaten, whom many scholars believe to have been his father. Akhenaten had moved the capital of Egypt to the city of Tel El Amarna, leaving behind the traditional capital, Thebes. In Tel El Amarna, Akhenaten established a different religion dedicated to one Egyptian sun god, the Aten. Even the style of art seemed to change, with more depictions of family life. Artifacts from the city make it seem like a good place for a child to grow up. The warm sun and fertile fields created a bounty of food, so families could grow large without fear of hunger. Archaeologists found ancient toys like this dog, whose mouth revealed sharp teeth as it opened and closed when you pulled a lever. And there were board games, serious games that were thought to predict the future, and others that were just for fun. Suddenly, in the 17th year of his reign, Akhenaten died. It is also presumed that Tut's mother, still unidentified to this day, had passed on as well. A little-known pharaoh named Smenkhare took power after Akhenaten's death, but ruled for only a short time before Egypt was left again without a ruler. Little Tut, only 11 years old, was sent away from the city of Tel El Amarna, back to Thebes. There, in a new city, surrounded by people he didn't know, he married his 11-year-old half-sister, Ankhesenamun. Young Tut became pharaoh of Egypt, and Ankhesenamun, his half-sister, became the new queen. The two young orphans are shown in this shrine. Each of the scenes shows Ankhesenamun in the role of a loving, supportive wife. As Tutankhamun hunts, Ankhesenamun holds his next arrow. Another shows Tut pouring perfume on his bride's hands. They even had an artist create a special lamp which held a secret. The alabaster vessel has nothing painted on the outside or the inside, but when it is lit, the young couple appears. The trick is that there's a second, smaller cup carved to fit inside, on which the couple has been painted, so the painting can only be seen when the lamp is lit. Magic toys must have been a welcome relief for the young boy king, for all was not well in the court of Tut. Shortly after Tutankhamun became pharaoh, a man who had served his father, named Ai, became the vizier or prime minister of Egypt. Ai probably had a very strong influence over Tut and the decisions he had to make as a king. Young Tut did not know politics or military strategy or economics. Ai did. Ai also controlled access to the palace. No one could enter or leave without his knowledge and permission. Tut ruled in this way for only 9 years. Suddenly and mysteriously, at the age of 20, Tut died. His body was mummified, taken across the Nile River to the Valley of the Kings, and there he was buried with the other pharaohs of Egypt. We don't know exactly how Tut died, but there is evidence that he might have been murdered in his sleep. X-rays of Tut's mummy show a wound to the head with a heavy object that would have killed the king. Many think that I was responsible. What happened next could be proof of a motive. During his reign, Tut's 2 children died. With no heirs, the throne was left empty, and I may have seen an opportunity. Ankhesenamun, the queen of Egypt, was forced to marry I, a man old enough to be her grandfather. With that marriage, he became the new pharaoh. Then, sadly, like her husband before her, Ankhesenamun mysteriously died. Did I kill her? And did he kill Tut? The whole truth is lost forever in the desert sands. I himself died only 3 years after he became pharaoh, and today he's hardly remembered. But King Tut, the young boy who became king of Egypt when he was only 11 and ruled for only 9 years, over 3,000 years, he has become the most famous pharaoh of ancient Egypt, and his tomb one of the most visited sites in all of Egypt.
Try this activity to complement Tutankhamun, Mystery of the Boy King. Imagine living in a place with a child ruler. List the top 10 things a child today would have to learn in order to remain in power. Compare lists and decide who would be appropriate advisors for a child ruler. Segment 3. Cleopatra, Last of the Pharaohs.